Hello everyone, welcome to back my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. General Hospital spoilers reveal Port Charles is a pressure cooker, and Ava Jerome's Mara West blackmail scheme is about to implode, threatening to strip her of everything she has clawed to maintain. Ava has been taking Alexis Davis, Nancy Lee Grahn, for a ride by holding the truth about Christina Corinthos Davis, Kate Mansi, tampering with Rick Lansing's Rick Hurst, rakes over her head. Alexis will do anything to keep her daughter safe, but with Damian Spinelli's Bradford Anderson cyber expertise and Lucky Spencer's Jonathan Jackson relentless pursuit, she may be hot on Ava's trail after all. As Ava's money train derails, will she lose her art gallery and face prison, or can she outmaneuver her enemies to stay afloat? Alexis is fighting tooth and nail to dismantle Ava's blackmail, and Spinelli's top-tier hacking skills could end up being her secret weapon. His latest dive into Ava's digital trail, possibly bank records or encrypted messages, could uncover damning evidence of her extortion. Ava's attempt to stay one step ahead, moving Rick's tampered car and leaving a taunting note for Alexis, is only going to fuel her resolve. Spinelli's breakthroughs could expose Ava's scheme and take Rick down with her in one fell swoop. If Spinelli cracks the case wide open, Ava's financial lifeline could dry up fast. Will his tech prowess be her undoing, or can she slip through the net? Lucky's recent discovery of Ava and Rick's blackmail plot has made him a wild card in this drama. Driven by loyalty to Elizabeth Baldwin, Rebecca Herbst, a crash victim but also the love of his life, and given his disdain for Ava's manipulations, he's hell-bent on bringing her down. Whether he's feeding intel to Alexis or confronting Ava directly, Lucky's involvement is primed to ramp up the pressure. His actions might spark an untimely unraveling, potentially costing Ava her art gallery and plunging her back into financial ruin. If Lucky digs too deep, he could even uncover evidence that puts Ava at risk of prison, though Alexis will likely shield Christina at all costs. Can Lucky's tenacity topple Ava, or will she turn the tables on him? As Ava's blackmail plan crumbles, her glamorous life will be left hanging by a thread. Losing the blackmail money could force her to sell her beloved gallery, a symbol of her power, and leave her scraping by. A fate she's fought to avoid ever since those Cassadine funds were snatched back out of her bank account. With Alexis, Spinelli, and Lucky circling, Ava's desperation might lead to a bold counter-move, like framing Rick or striking a deal with Sonny Corinthos, Maurice Bernard. If Ava's empire collapses under the weight of her sins, will she be savvy enough to outsmart her partner in crime and stay one step ahead of justice? Port Charles is about to erupt in scandal, betrayal, and long overdue justice as Ava Jerome's carefully spun web of secrets and blackmail begins to unravel. For months, Ava has been the silent puppeteer behind a number of high-stakes manipulations, quietly pulling strings and collecting leverage on nearly everyone from city officials to mobsters. But GH spoilers tease that her reign of silent terror is coming to an explosive end as Alexis Davis and Lucky Spencer team up for a crusade that threatens to blow Ava's empire wide open. Ava's house of cards begins to tumble. Ava Jerome has always been a woman of sharp intelligence and sharper instincts. Since her return to the art world and subsequent entanglements with both the Cassadines and Sonny Corinthos, Ava has maintained a precarious balance between power and peril. But in recent months, she's quietly built a network of influence, using secrets she's gleaned or stolen to control outcomes in her favor. What started as self-preservation has turned into something much darker. From manipulating Nicholas's fate to coercing council members over gallery permits and development deals, Ava has been tightening her grip on Port Charles from behind the scenes. But all it takes is one crack in the facade for the entire structure to collapse, and that crack may have just formed. Alexis Davis smells a cover-up. General Hospital spoilers indicate that Alexis Davis, fresh off her return to practicing law, has stumbled across a series of suspicious legal filings and sealed court orders tied to Ava's gallery and its sudden influx of wealth. When she begins to dig deeper, she uncovers a connection to an old case she thought long buried, a money laundering operation connected to Victor Cassadine's estate. Initially hesitant to reopen that dark chapter of her life, Alexis grows suspicious when documents tied to the case mysteriously disappear from the courthouse archives. She knows it isn't a coincidence. Someone is pulling strings at a high level, and she's determined to find out who. Enter Lucky Spencer, recently back in town and looking to put his skills as a former cop to use. After a series of cryptic conversations with Laura and an uncomfortable run-in with Ava at the Metro Court, Lucky begins to suspect Ava's reach may extend farther than anyone realizes. Alexis and Lucky agree to team up, combining legal expertise and investigative instinct to unravel Ava's network. What they find is more shocking than either expected. The blackmail files. Spoilers reveal that Ava has kept digital and physical files on nearly a dozen influential people in Port Charles. From a judge with gambling debts to a surgeon who botched a procedure and covered it up, Ava has used these secrets to her advantage, silently influencing decisions, steering deals, and protecting her own interests. Among the files is something even more explosive: a confession tape allegedly recorded by Nicholas Cassadine before his most recent disappearance. On the recording, Nicholas names Ava as the person who manipulated him into signing away control of several key assets, and suggests that she may have been involved in his exile or worse. If the tape is real, Ava could be implicated not just in blackmail and coercion, but possibly something criminal involving Nicholas's fate. Trina stumbles onto dangerous truth. Meanwhile, Trina Robinson, still grieving her mentor Curtis and grappling with Spencer's death, takes on a new art internship at Ava's gallery. While organizing digital archives, she stumbles across an encrypted folder on Ava's computer. Trina, ever the tech-savvy sleuth, manages to decrypt a portion of it, only to find damning evidence of Ava's manipulations, including surveillance photos and transcripts of private conversations. Horrified, Trina confronts Ava, but Ava, ever the smooth operator, gaslights her into thinking it's all a misunderstanding tied to security efforts at the gallery. Trina isn't convinced and slips a flash drive of the files to Alexis, unsure of who else she can trust. This decision proves to be a turning point in the entire investigation. Lucky goes undercover. With new evidence in hand, Lucky decides to go undercover to expose Ava's operation. Posing as a shady buyer interested in laundering money through the gallery, he arranges a meeting with Ava under a false identity. Their cat and mouse game is electric. Ava suspects something is off, but can't quite place him. What she doesn't know is that Lucky is wearing a wire, and the conversation is being fed live to both the PCPD and Alexis, who is building a case for federal authorities. But Ava is no fool. Sensing a trap, she abruptly cuts the meeting short and vanishes for several days. When she returns, she's torched the gallery's financial files, cleared out her office, and left only a cryptic message: "Catch me if you can." Ava turns to Sunny, but he's not biting. Spoilers suggest that in her desperation, Ava turns to Sunny Corinthos. Appealing to their shared past, their daughter Avery, and the growing chaos around them. She warns Sunny that if she goes down, she's taking others with her, including people close to him. But Sunny, who's been distancing himself from the criminal underworld and recentering his priorities, isn't as easily swayed as before. He reminds Ava that he's lost too much already, and he won't burn what little integrity he has left to cover her tracks. Ava is stunned. Sunny's rejection leaves her vulnerable, and for the first time, truly alone. Alexis makes her move. With mounting evidence, Alexis prepares to bring the case before the State Ethics Board and federal prosecutors. She knows the backlash could be massive, but she also knows the law is finally on her side. In a tense showdown at the Metro Court, Alexis confronts Ava publicly, drawing a crowd as she lays out what she's discovered. Ava tries to dismiss it as paranoia and hearsay, but Alexis isn't backing down. She presents the flash drive from Trina, Lucky's wire transcripts, and sealed court documents that point directly to Ava's role in multiple legal violations. Ava, cornered, lashes out, accusing Alexis of holding a grudge and orchestrating the entire investigation for revenge. But her words ring hollow in the face of so much proof. The fallout begins. General Hospital spoilers hint that the fallout will be swift and far-reaching. Ava's allies begin to distance themselves. Her reputation in the art world is tarnished. Multiple lawsuits are filed, and the gallery is shut down pending further investigation. But perhaps the most devastating blow comes from within her own family. Avery, caught in the middle, begins to ask questions. And Sunny, realizing how deep Ava's manipulations have gone, takes legal steps to limit her custody rights, determined to protect his daughter from the toxic spiral Ava has created. As Ava watches her empire crumble, she makes one last move, contacting a shadowy figure from her past. Is it a plea for rescue, or a deal with the devil to burn it all down? What's next? Will Ava go on the run? Can Alexis and Lucky stay one step ahead of her next move? And what secret could still be buried in Ava's files that might change everything? One thing's for certain, in Port Charles, no secret stays buried forever, and Ava Jerome's reckoning has only just begun. Thanks for watching this video, and please subscribe our GH News 24 YouTube channel for more update news.